This is the 2026 Hyundai Kona Limited front-wheel drive. It's fun, reliable, and reasonably priced. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. The exterior color on this model is called Ultimate Red, and it has a gray on gray interior. We're going to work our way down here to where we have a little bit of a darker area, not so much, but a little more than the other side. LED projector style headlights, LED low and high beams, and then your daytime running light is going to run all the way across. Kind of looks like an EV because originally this generation of the Kona was supposed to be EV. Now you can go EV if you want to, but you can also go with the 1.6 turbocharged four-cylinder that's under the hood of this particular model. Our Hyundai badge right here prominently displayed. Not too big, not too small. I like that size. It works really well. We'll work our way down. You're going to see your front view camera. When you see the front view cameras like that, you know that they're all around the vehicle. Side, front, back, all of it. Now we do have the grill area down here that's going to allow air in. No grill up here. What do you think about that? It does give it a little bit cleaner look, but obviously you're not going to have the traditional look that a lot of vehicles have with that. Probably not a big deal. Color combinations here, a couple, which is good. They're both a matte finish between the black and the gray finish right here. That's going to work, or should I say silver? That's more of a silver finish. And we'll work our way around. This model being front-wheel drive is going to keep the price down a little bit. We're going to have our 19-inch wheels. What do you think about this design? And as you can see, our width is 235 with our tread, and then a 45 series sidewall. This area right here wrapped around that 19-inch wheel. Working our way up. The only thing missing here is these are not power folding side view mirrors. They are manually folding. They do have the turn signal indicator built in. They're heated and power adjustable, and you will also have your blind spot monitoring built in. Now, let's take a look at the key fob. Lock, unlock, you've got remote start, you've got your panic button, or help me find my Kona in the parking lot button. You can see some of the other buttons on the side right there. We're going to talk more about those as we get to particular areas of the vehicle. Now, the roof rails are up here. You can get your crossbars if you want and increase your cargo space. You're going to have our shark fin antenna, and then your rear roof spoiler. Going to have the rear window wiper back here, and consistency is a nice thing. You have the LED tail lights here on the rear with the LED light running all the way across right there. We're going to work our way down with our Hyundai badging, the Kona name and logo. You've got your 1.6 badging right there, tell you what's under the hood. No exposed exhaust outlets. Some people don't like that, some people do. Which person are you? And as you already know, under the hood is the 1.6 liter turbocharged four-cylinder. It's not meant to be a hot rod, it's meant to be reliable and get some decent gas mileage. How about your numbers? 190 horsepower, 190 pounds-feet of torque. Maybe a little bit of a surprise on this particular detail. It is not a CVT. It's going to be an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60, about 7.5 seconds, top speed 130 miles per hour. Now, let's work our way over here to the window sticker, which you can actually see pretty well today. How about your MPGs? 26 city, 31 highway, 28 combined, and 3.6 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now, I'm going to let my cameraman stand there with the gas tank because I've got to come here to the interior and pull on a release on the floor that allows that to open up. So here are the details as far as that goes. 13.2 gallons in capacity. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive 343 miles in the city, 409 miles on the highway, 370 miles combined. And real quick, these two buttons right here, that's Smart Park Assist. Let me show you how that works. So the first thing you have to do, I'm just going to show you from this angle, make sure the vehicle is locked, and then you're going to start the vehicle. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to let the Kona start up, and then let's say that I want it to come out of a parking space. Maybe I backed in and somebody parked too close on each side and I can't get in, don't want to crawl through the back door. I'm going to hold that top button down just like this. Hear that? It went into gear and now it's moving forward. There's nobody inside, as you can see, and it's moving forward on its own. And I can also take my finger off the button and it's going to sense if there's anybody in front of it or a vehicle or something like that. In fact, I'll demonstrate this real quick. I'm going to hit the bottom button and I'm going to let it come to me this time backing up. So it does take a couple of seconds for this to start. Then it comes. Now watch this. It's going to come to me. It's not going to hit me. I'm still holding the button down, as you can see. It comes close, but it stops. Now, if I step back out of the way, I'm going to hit that button one more time. It's going to go into reverse again, and it's going to back up again. Kind of a cool little feature that you may not expect to have for the price point of this Kona. And let's talk about our cargo space. Something that might surprise you for an inexpensive vehicle is the power tailgate back here. How about your cargo capacity? 25.5 cubic feet up to 63.7 cubic feet. Now, you might have noticed that this rear door, this tailgate, is really low. What do you do to fix that? All you have to do, let's say you want to open it to maximum length or maximum height. We're going to push it all the way up, then we're going to hold the button down and listen for the beeps. Now, when I close that and open it back up again, you're going to see that it opens up to where I set it. And all you have to do to reset it again is the exact same thing. You can raise it, you can lower it, whatever you want to do. And then you hold that button down and you're good to go. Now you're going to have your removable cargo cover right here. That's very easy to deal with if you need to do that. All you're going to do is hold it up like this, take this off, and just pop the front off and you're good to go. We're not going to show the whole thing. If there was one thing that I'd say, Hyundai, you need to change, it's what we don't have back here, a spare tire. Now you do have the tire repair kit, or what is called the tire mobility kit, in its place. Be a lot easier to just have a spare tire, at least that's my thought. And let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. And we're going to start with the door panel. We'll take a look over there on the driver's side. There is a little bit of padding built into the rear area back there, which is an improvement over what I've seen in previous years. So that's nice. I do wish all of it was padded, but it's nice and flat. That's good. Your door bin is down there with plenty of space to offer, and the bottle holder. One thing that is interesting to me is that you have these rear seat pockets right here. Only one, I should say pocket, not pockets, because you don't have one on the driver's side. Most vehicles now come with two, but not in this particular case. But something that I know is very important to both of you. In fact, two things that are important to all of you, I should say. Air conditioning vents for your rear seat passengers. That seems to be a must in this day and age. And your USB ports right there for charging and connecting your devices, or for them to connect their devices back here. That's a good thing. We're going to have the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in. I always do have to say, let's do away with this traditional cup holder setup right here. Instead of them being parallel to one another, let's make them vertical like this. That way you can always use it as an armrest conveniently, no matter if there's a bottle or a cup in there or not. And believe it or not, you got the old crap handles in case anyone drops the hammer on that 1.6 liter under the hood. And how about that all-important sticker price, $35,290? And I know someone's going to probably think, that's too expensive. Well, guess what? It's not $1990, it's 2026. The average car price in America is 50 grand. This is under that. Let's see what else you get for that price. Now, I didn't talk about the sunroof because I wanted to show this to you. I'm just going to push this button right here. Look at that. It has a power shade. Not something you would expect. And it does open just like this, so you can see that. There you go. See that opening up. It's not a panoramic sunroof, but it is here. It is worth mentioning. Let's see what else is up here. We're going to find all of our lighting. All that good stuff is here. As far as your lights go, we'll turn that on so you can see that. The button for the sunroof, and you can see some of your other features that are here. You know what that is with SOS and all that good stuff. We'll work our way down. Something that is nice is that space above the glove box, a little bit of extra space. Nice to take advantage of that. Then we're also going to have our traditional glove box down there. Traditional size, nothing out of the ordinary. Do have a light in there, so that's kind of nice. Nice large armrest over there on the passenger side. We'll have the same thing here on the driver's side, and a larger door bin. Now there is one difference between the two seats. The driver's seat is power adjustable. The passenger seat is manually adjustable. Here are our controls for our power folding side view mirrors. You can choose which one you're adjusting or just leave that in the middle. And then we have our power windows. One touch down, one touch up with the front windows, but not with the rear. You're going to hold those buttons down and up. We're going to have everything else here as far as traction control, hill descent control. You're going to have the ability to use your power parking brake here and open and close your power tailgate right there if you want to do that. To adjust your tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel, you just drop the lever. You will have adaptive cruise control and all of your other features that you're used to seeing with the steering wheel, including the sporty experience. We talked about how it's fun to drive this Kona. Your shifter paddles for your 8-speed automatic transmission, and your front and rear window wiper control will be there on the right. And over here, the multitasker that is a mystery to a lot of people, at least part of it is. Now, you can set your lights to auto just like that. This is going to allow you to turn them on and off, whatever you want to do. Like I said, just set them to auto. You may accidentally do that one day, and you're going to hear that sound and then see that arrow up there, or you hit it in that down position and wonder, what is that? That's the turn signal lever. It allows people around you to know what you're doing before you actually do it, such as changing lanes or merging onto the interstate, whatever you're doing, turning. But I do like what we already saw right here. You've got the blind spot monitoring, those side view camera mirrors that are going to automatically come on when you turn your blinkers on. Now I'm going to come right down here and show you one thing real quick. There's your drive mode selector. What are the drive modes? Well, you can see that it's going to be normal and sport. You can see what happens when we go into those two driving modes. So that's going to work just fine for us. And then we're going to work our way over here to the center screen. You will have your built-in navigation, everything for the radio, the phone, all of that's here. You can see what else you have as far as your other features go. Now you might notice that you only go so far with this, and you're wondering, where are the icons that I'm used to seeing? Go to settings right here, and there you go. There are your icons. You can see what all is here. You will be able to pair your phone wirelessly. We're going to go in here into vehicle. I don't think I'm going to be able to show it to you as well as I'd like to, because even though we're in the shade right here, you have ambient lighting. And I'm going to go down here and show you that you can choose your color. There's color right there. I'm going to go to the blue and see if that shows up. Yep, there we go. I can see it now. We're going to go over here to a different blue, and you can see some of that decently well. Now let me show you a little trick right here. To change that, you need to hit OK right there. So if I was going to change it to more of a purple or pink color, we'd hit OK, and we're good to go on that. Just to show you some of those things going on where that's concerned, you've got your driver assistance, as you can see right here. Climate, which you do have physical controls for the climate. It's not just here in the screen, so that's good. We do have a little bit of adjustability we can come in here and deal with, but not everything. Digital keys, door, you can see the convenience right there, all those different things that are going to be going on here. And then I'm going to come right down here and I'm going to hit a button, this particular button right here. And you can see what comes up on the screen. Our camera views, I told you they were everywhere, and I wasn't kidding. Let's take a look at what all we have as far as these different views go. So you can see basically anything you need to. There's your rear view camera right there. We can come right here, and then we can spin all around and have some fun with that. What do you want to see? We don't want to see those dumpsters back there, do we? And we can come right here. However you want to do that, go into your settings, make whatever adjustments you need to, but overall it's a very simplistic setup. Now, working our way down here, you do have the one-touch buttons. If you want to bring up your map, you can hit that right there. That brings up map on the display. You can go back home. You've got the controls for the radio on each side, volume, tuning, all of that. And below that, exactly what I already told you about, everything for your climate control. You've got dual zone. You can adjust the fan speed right here. You can do whatever you need to do with all of that. Very nice, very convenient. And then we'll work our way down, and we're going to have our connectivity options right here. There is a 12 volt right there. You're just going to push in on that little door, and that's going to open up. And this is a wireless charging pad. And guess what? For less than $36,000, you're going to have heated seats and ventilated seats, in addition to a dual stage heated steering wheel. My $81,000 GMC Sierra has a single stage. Hey, I'm not getting enough for that money, am I? And then you can see some of the other things we have here, park assist, all of that's going to be here, drive mode selector and all that. Now, here are your cup holders. Now, you can open this area up where there's a lot of extra space here, but to use these as cup holders, all you do is hit the button and do that. I do wish you could hit the button and they'd retract. You have to do that by hand. Not that it's a big deal to do that. And then a little bit of space behind that area right there as far as that goes with your center console. Oops, didn't mean to hit the camera right there. And then kind of an interesting center console setup. As you can see, you've got the removable tray right here, if you want to call it that, or bin maybe. A little bit bigger than a tray and a little bit of space within. That's going to work out. We're going to close that. You could use that as an armrest, but it's a little bit on the short side. And here's what might be a bit of a surprise to some people. It has the Bose premium audio system, and here's what it sounds like. For less than $36,000, I'd say that's pretty good. All right, here we go on the test drive. Let's see how this goes. And it's nice and easy to see out of. I like that. And while I'm driving in normal mode to begin the test drive, it's still getting down the road with absolutely no problem. I'm not trying to go fast by any means, just getting up to speed here. But it doesn't seem to be having any trouble where that is concerned. We'll get into sport mode when we make our turn up the road. The ride quality is comfortable. For a smaller SUV, that's not something you're always going to find. Sometimes it will have a little bit more of a choppy ride due to the shorter wheelbase, but in this particular case, doesn't really seem to be much of an issue. The technology here gets the job done. It's not overwhelming to learn, not difficult. I like that. That's always a good thing. And now we're going to wait for this traffic to clear. One thing I did not mention earlier in the video is the fact that with the driver's seat, not only is it power adjustable, but it's also going to have lumbar support. So a couple of things that are very noteworthy where that is concerned. If you weren't paying attention earlier in the video, well, guess what? It also has a manually adjustable passenger seat. You might have missed that because I know people skip around, just so you know. Now, the difference seems to be a little bit more peppy, not greatly, but a little bit more peppy as far as getting down the road when I go into sport mode. So it's not as if it's the same thing as going to use turbo boost or something like that, super pursuit mode for those who used to watch Knight Rider a long time ago. That was back in the 1980s. And I know you're going to be looking it up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see exactly what I mean. It's not going to push you back in the seat, but it does give you a little bit of extra oomph, just a little bit. Plenty of room here in the front seat and a lot of adjustability between the steering wheel and the driver's seat itself for the driver to adjust things just as they want it to be. The back seat has a decent amount of space as well. It did seem to be lacking a little bit on headspace, but not terrible. Definitely not the worst I've experienced, that's for sure. But overall, I think you get a lot for the money when it comes to this Kona for what you're paying for. And there it is, the 2026 Hyundai Kona Limited front-wheel drive, the perfect balance of fun, reliability, and actually a practical price in this day and age. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Mike Morgan Hyundai for loaning us this Kona for the day so we can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. That's very helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now and we'll see you there.